Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? We the people. We the people. It doesn't need to be rewritten. It just needs to be reread. Love it. You guys know I love it. Oh, man. I had a couple of interesting conversations today. Let me tell you about the first one. I met a young man in his 30s. And he's from another state, across the country. And I was taking a walk. I like to when I go places that are within a mile or two, I like to walk, just to get my legs and stuff ready for if something happens. Not always parking close to the building and driving down the street. Just get used to walking, right? Memorizing people's phone numbers, doing things that you're supposed to do, using your brain, using your body, things that they don't want you to do. But anyways, so I was walking, not a major street, but one of the cross streets of a major street. And this guy was on the bridge, and he was homeless. He was a homeless man. But there was something about this man that I knew he wasn't just a regular homeless man. Now, let me say this. I don't like calling people that. I hate labeling people, right? I just, if somebody's homeless or they don't have a home, I don't like labeling them, you're a homeless person. He just so happens to not have a residence right now, right? Long story short, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Las Vegas, but let me explain to you how this works. He was talking to me about this, and I know this, but in Las Vegas, a lot of people come to move here after either visiting or gambling or wanting to stay an extra week or two. People just stay here, right? And they have a lot of weekly hotels here, and they turn them into apartments. They turn literally hotel rooms into livable weekly apartments. That's what they do. So this young man, he decided, to apply for a job, and he got the job, and he decided to stay, right? He's a very frugal man. He's into finance. We talked about a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. Smart dude. Man, I don't care who you are or how old you are or whatever. Let me tell you something. When you're around somebody, use your 2 ears, and you only got 1 mouth. So listen more and talk less, right? And he taught me a lot of stuff about life, this young man. And he got a good job. So what he decided to do is stay here, move here, and get one of the weeklies to stay here and do his job. Didn't buy a car. He saved up almost every dime outside of his bills, and he's got some cash, right? Well, recently, because of the last couple of years, inflation has been going up. He's got a set income. It's not like he's getting spikes of bonuses or spikes of commissions. He just gets the same check. Well, every single quarter, 3 months, his rent was going up, and basically they priced him out of the place. Now again, this man has no car, doesn't have a lot of expenses, so after a while, that last price bump had to get him out of there. He's been out of there since January 1st. December 31st was his last day. He moved out January 1st, and he's been homeless since January 1st. But he has a plan, he told me. His plan is he doesn't have a car still, but he just walks around. He goes to his job every day. Nobody at his job knows that he's homeless, and he has a plan. He has a plan that he's going to keep saving money, and he's going to get another apartment or, buy a house or whatever. He's not quite sure yet, but he believes that the market is going to go down. And right now it's a seller's market right now. It's not a seller's market like it was before, where in the housing market, by the way, real estate market. It's not like what it was before, where people were selling houses within a few minutes of it, putting it online and getting 20, 30,000 over asking price, and getting their closing cost, everything else. It's not like that, but it's definitely better than it was before. It's almost even. The buyers and sellers are almost even, but I still think it's a little bit of a seller's market, where they're getting, if a house is worth $100,000, they're still getting maybe 110 for it or something like that. There's not a whole bunch of buyers. And also too, the sellers are holding on to their houses because they don't want to sell and then buy another house and lose the interest rate that they have, that 2% or 2.25% or whatever. Now it's 5, 6, 7% or whatever it is. So he has a plan that he thinks that the market is going to turn. He was telling me this now. A lot of real estate agents, they look at the back end of the interest rates, right? They don't look at as far as the Fed giving what interest rate they give to the bank. They're talking about what the bank gives to the person, the loaner gives to the loanee, people like us. And that's what a real estate agent's talking about. He wasn't talking about that. He was talking about stuff that we were talking about. He's like, yeah, the Fed is going to pause and they're going to reverse. And the money printing is going to start back up. And that's when people are going to lose their homes. And there's going to be a lot more people than me out here in a lot better, in more better positions than I am now. They're going to be homeless. And he explained the whole thing from A to Z. He said, even the people that have money saved up, inflation is going to kick in even higher than it is now. People are going to downgrade, move out of their house, live with people, or get an apartment or whatever. And there's going to be houses all over the place, and you'll be buying them 40, 50, 60 cents on the dollar. And he said that's what he's going to do. And until then, he may get an apartment in between for like 6 months to a year or something like that. And I said, wow. He said, but until then, this is good for me because now I don't have to pay rent. I just keep all my money. That's my plan. I said, wow, pretty smart dude. Now, that's one person. Let me tell you the other conversation I had. I talked to a man, and let's just say he's on the wrong side of the aisle, if you will. Okay, he's what I call a victimologist. Okay, everything is everybody else's fault. Biden is doing great. He hates Trump. Racism, this, feminism, that. No, not feminism. I'm sorry. What's the one with the men? Toxic masculinity. This is a man, by the way, I was talking to, and he was basically saying our world is screwed up because the transgenders out here don't get a fair shake, and all this racism going on, and the reason the rents are going up is because the white man brought up the rent. I swear, I can't make this stuff up, man. Okay, I hate talking about color, but the first guy was white and this dude was black. I'm talking about, okay, and it doesn't really matter, but I'm just giving you context, man. And it's a shame, man. How people are, man. It's a shame. Not one time did he take personal responsibility for anything. And if you don't take personal responsibility, you're never getting anywhere. He doesn't know how inflation works. He doesn't know why houses and everything's going up. It's just all the white man's fault, orange man bad, and this, that, and the third. The reason why, and there was a lot more stuff, but I don't want to get into it. You get the gist, okay? The reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is because you have got to, and I cannot stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen. You got to take personal responsibility, and you got to stay away from people that don't. I know that sounds harsh. Even if it's your loved one, you can't teach it to them, right? I tell you all the time, if it's somebody you love and care about and you're willing to die for, if the ship was sinking, you'd save your life for them, then hey, work on them. But people that are not in your immediate circle and they're just associates and just passerby friends, stay away from those people. You know what I mean? And always, always, always take responsibility for whatever happens in your life. That young man that I met today that has no family out here, that has no car or no home, he is perfectly fine. And his attitude was absolutely great. The other guy I was talking to, he's living pretty good. He's got a nice little place. And I mean, he's not a rich or nothing. But again, he's a victim. He's a victimologist, I call him. He practices victimology. Okay? You guys know what that is. You know me. I would never say I'm a victim. You guys already know. And that leads me into what I'm going to say about myself. And this goes for you guys too, if this applies to you. Again, you guys know I'm recently getting into the silver precious metal dealing situation, right? And I'm learning real quick that to me, I think it's a buyer's market. Meaning there's more buyers. No, excuse me. I don't know if I want to say that right. There's more people selling than there are buying. So that's a buyer's market, right? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you know what I mean. There's so much inventory of silver that not only is there an abundance of silver everywhere, but the premium's going down, which causing also the price to go down because of just a basic supply and demand. And also we got the manipulation of the paper price. That's always there. So what I'm noticing two things about myself. One is I'm dealing with a lot of people that want to lowball you. They want, you know what spot price is. As of this recording, it's like 21 something. They want to give you that or lower. I'm not doing it. That's number one. And number two, they wanna haggle with you and ask you all these unnecessary questions. And I'm noticing, I'm just like, I don't have a lot of patience with these people. That's why I say, call me, don't text me. I'm getting text after text after text. So what I've come to the realization is, I don't know if I'm going to be a precious metal dealer right now. Because another thing that I've noticed about myself is my silver is worth a lot to me. It's worth more than $21 or $25 an ounce. And again, that's coming from a stacker and investor mentality and a real money person mentality, because this is real money to me. And it's a real tangible, one of the greatest commodities in the world. And that's that precious metal silver. It's so precious, man. Is there more silver than gold? Absolutely, there is. There's way more. But we use silver way more than we use gold. And I think one day, silver, I don't care what the manipulators keep doing to the price, they're going to have to, the manipulation is going to have to break, and basic supply and demand is going to play a part. It has to, because if there's not enough on the shelf, what are you going to do about it? You can't just keep the price low. You can't. I mean, they can raise premiums and double them like they did with Silver Eagles last year. You know, prices were what? Remember, they were like 18, 19 an ounce spot price, and the premiums were 18, 19 bucks or whatever they were. It was absolutely insane. Was it worth it? People paid for it. So you got to listen to yourself. You got to listen to the market. Mr. Market is saying right now that there's plenty of silver out here. And this is a good time to buy, ladies and gentlemen. Also, what I'm seeing is people that are selling, even the hardcore, I'm talking about the hardcore stackers like us, even some of them guys are selling. And the reason being is not because they don't love their silver, it's because it's fucking tough out here. It's tough. It is, man. You know what I mean? I mean, when you're paying double, 50% more, whatever, for the same items you did in 2019 and 2020, and all this stuff's raising up. I don't care about the year-over-year CP lie numbers. Okay, we all know they're bullshit anyways. I don't care about that. I care about what the real CPI is, consumer price index is. And that's your basket of goods. Doesn't matter what mine is, or your parents are, or your brothers, whoever's. It's your basket of goods, and everybody's is different. So whatever you spend, whether it's you eat tofu or you eat steak, whatever you eat, it has gone up since 2019, before the scamdemic started. And we know this. And I told everybody this in 2020 in March. I said, listen, man, all this money printing, a couple of things are going to happen. One, if you're stopping everybody from working, you're not making anything. Nobody's getting out there and doing their job. They're getting lazy. They're getting free money from stimulus checks. They're getting it from PPI loans. They're getting it from unemployment or unenjoyment, I like to call. You're getting the child money, the child, whatever money they was getting, and all these different stimuluses, and nobody's working or making anything. What do you think's going to happen? And now the chickens are coming home to roost, ladies and gentlemen. It's not happening fast. It's happening slow. It doesn't happen fast. It's a lag effect. And now we're seeing it. We're seeing hardcore stackers selling their silver. They are. And the premiums are down right now. What is that telling you? It's one thing from the spot price to go down. We get it, because we know what's going to happen when the spot price goes down. Usually, the premiums go up. The premiums are not going up. I mean, they're not super low like they were before the scamdemic started. But they're better than they were last year. So what do we need to do, ladies and gentlemen? Again, I said it yesterday. We have got to, and I can't stress this enough. You have got to take responsibility, like I said earlier. You have to prioritize your bills and your money, right? And what's your money? Your gold, your silver, your precious metals, whatever you think your money is, your Bitcoin, your cash, whatever you consider money. And you got to make as much as you can with it. I see so many lazy people out here not making a dime outside of their job. I don't get that, man. I can't sit home if I don't have a bunch of things that I can buy, Bitcoin or silver or the things that I want, and I'm dipping into my savings and all that. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. And again, my savings is Bitcoin and silver, precious metals and some cash and a little bit of businesses or whatever. But there ain't no way in hell. There's so many jobs open because nobody wants to work. Have you been to a fast food restaurant lately? You seen these lazy ass kids up there? I have. They don't even want to be there. These kids nowadays don't even want to talk to you at the job. I'm sitting there going, you do know that you have to talk at this job and talk to people one-on-one, right? Even when I'm selling the silver, because I get so many wasted messages and stuff. And I don't like wasting my time. I don't want to waste anybody else's time. I get a lot of messages. You know how I stop them from messaging me? I stop them in their tracks. You know what I do? I said, here's my number, call me. And they immediately stop. And they don't even call. I guess I'm from the old school or something. Like, it's like, why would I sit there and text you back and forth about stuff that I could just give you the answer like that in a phone call? But nobody wants to talk. And guess what? I don't want to talk or text somebody back and forth that doesn't want to talk. I don't even want to deal with those kind of people. And that's just me. So again, what do you need to do? Get out there and make as much cash as you can. Don't sit around and waste your fucking time. Excuse my language. Get off your ass and go get you some money. Whatever money is to you. And I'm going to say this before I go. A lot of people talk to me about Bitcoin and calling it cryptocurrency. Now, I know by definition, Bitcoin is cryptocurrency, and I get it. I know that, guys. Before you even put it in the comments, let me say this. I do not consider Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency as far as what the cryptocurrency, the altcoins, the ship coins are. It's a completely different entity, Bitcoin. It's completely different. There is no CEO. Nobody owns it. Nobody controls it. Look at all the altcoins out there. The XRP, Ripple, Ethereum, all these other ones. Just look at them. You will see a CEO, you will see a CFO, you will see this and that. Bitcoin is not owned by anybody. That's why I deal with Bitcoin. The reason why I can't stand these altcoins is because people don't understand cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are different. When I first got into Bitcoin, you know what I did? I considered Bitcoin like gold, Ethereum like platinum, and I consider Litecoin like silver because I didn't know any better. I was like, oh, this one's cheap. This one's cheap. Okay, I'll buy this and buy that. It's not. Bitcoin is split up into 100 million Satoshis, okay, in one Bitcoin. There's 21 million Bitcoin, and that's what all we'll ever make. Ask yourself how many Ethereums there are, or XRPs. Nobody knows. Now, I'll give Litecoin this. Litecoin has, I think, 81 million or something like that. Litecoin is decent compared to the other. It's not good. It's decent compared to another one. It's still shit compared to Bitcoin. I don't buy any other cryptocurrencies. When you leave me a text or a comment down there talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is not like those, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to educate you on that. That's why I tell you to buy Bitcoin. Do you think a guy that loves precious metals as much as me is going to dip into some stupid cryptocurrency that somebody owns? Again, I don't put money into any PSLV or SLV or any, and I'm not knocking you guys for doing it, okay? I'm not knocking you. But I don't buy miners. You know why I don't buy miners? Because somebody owns them. What happens if they make a choice that I don't like? They're not going to listen to me. They're going to make that choice, buy this or buy that, or put their money here or put their money there, or I don't know what they're doing on their balance sheet. I have no idea what these companies are doing. So I don't buy into those kind of companies. I buy into commodities and things that give me value. And that's Bitcoin and silver in my own business. That's it. So when I talk about Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, it is the future of money. That is the only thing that I'm telling you. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is, and I've done the research on this, Bitcoin is the only thing that we're going to have against the CBDCs. And ladies and gentlemen, they are coming. The CBDCs are coming. I'm going to make some more videos about it. And if you haven't watched some of my videos about Bitcoin versus CBDCs, check them out. Check them out, ladies and gentlemen. We need a digital money. I love silver probably more than any of you guys. Maybe not as much as all of you guys. Some of you guys love it more than me because that's some of you guys' number one thing, and that's all you have, some of you guys. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking it all. I love silver. But how are you going to transact in silver when it's time to go digital? How? Just ask yourself that. Nobody answers that for me. And I'm not knocking silver because I have plenty of it. My silver is for two reasons. Well, a lot of reasons. The main reasons. Number one is I use it as a preservation of wealth. So later on, when whatever a silver ounce can get me now, it'll get me 20 years from now. Okay? Number two, I use it as an investment. Okay? Here comes somebody. I hope you don't come over here. Number two, I use it as an investment, meaning I believe that it's used more. It's going to be used more in the future than it is now, and I'm holding it so when people need it, I have it, and it's going to be worth a whole lot more than what it is. And if it's not, it's still going to preserve my wealth. And also, it's God's money. That's what I believe, and many other reasons. I just love it, and I love educating people, and there's I love touching it, and just a bunch of stuff, right? I love silver. But what are we going to do with silver in the digital age? If I had to move out overseas, what am I going to do with my silver? How am I going to get it overseas? Ask yourself that. How are you going to, and I'm telling you, I'm asking you guys this, and I'm not knocking anybody. Tell me down in the comment section below, because nobody answers this. How are we going to fight against the CBDCs? We're on the same team, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin and silver. How are we going to fight against the CBDCs if you only stack precious metals? Tell me how, because I don't know. We can't take the silver and put it up to the counter and say, here, give me some bread and milk. So we can't do that. Either we have to trade it with someone else or trade it in for cash. Remember, cash is I'm talking about a cashless society, not all cashless society, but a very cashless, going to a cashless society, because it's getting more cashless more and more. Or we're going to turn it into CBDCs. And I refuse to participate. I refuse. So again, I'm just saying this to you guys, okay? You will end up buying Bitcoin and transacting in Bitcoin. It's up to you what price you want to get it at. Because whatever price you get it at, you're going to deserve that. I could have bought it at $3,000. I didn't. The first Bitcoin I bought, it was at $53,000 in March 16th, 2021. It's almost been 2 years now. I got it at the price I deserved because I didn't want to listen, and I thought it was BS and this, that, and the third. But luckily for me, it dipped down, and I bought more. And it's on the dip right now. And I believe Bitcoin will be worth a whole lot more. And I'm not talking about in US dollars, because I don't give a shit about the US dollars. Only thing I'm worried about is two things. How many items I can get with my silver ounces, and how many items I can get with my Satoshis. All right, guys, it's been fun talking to you. Sorry this video's been long. I'm going to start making more videos like this, just because I know some of you guys just probably listen to me in the car or something and don't even look at the video, and you just don't even hear me, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to see my ugly mug either. And this is just easy for me. I don't have to edit it and all that, but if you want me to edit, and I will, just let me know, all right? I'll talk to you guys soon. I love each and every one of you, and remember, take personal responsibility. Stay away from people that don't take personal responsibility, and get out there and get you some money, whatever money is to you, all right? Get you some more silver, get you some more Bitcoin, keep your head on a swivel. Pray for this country, guys. Love you and yours, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.